How long were
Not
they
with
married?
the way he left. 18 years.
Gee. And she got nothing.
Hi. Well, I was calling because I've had a lot of life changes. I'm 31, and my dad has actually passed away about 2 months ago.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. What
Thank
happened?
you. Yeah. Pretty much just kidney shut down, and then just everything else followed.
Oh my. How old was he?
He was 2 weeks away from being 60.
Wow, young. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. So you got the business dumped in your lap.
Right. Well, kind of. It's between me and my sister right now. My stepmom runs the financial side of things, and I was just wondering. So the past 4 years or so, my dad really has not been in the day-to-day operations. He's kind of he's grew the business the past 30 years or 25 years, I think it was. And so he's kind of stepped away and just living their life. And it's kind of been dumped in my lap. But I'm wanting to step in.
So
and
you've
try to
been
make
running
sure
it for the last 3 years or so?
I have not. I've just gotten into it the last 2 months.
Who's been running it?
Stepmom.
Well, he was semi-retired. Who was running it?
We have one guy that ran all the operations. He took over. It's a flooring company, so he did all the carpet, tile, wood stuff. And my stepmother did the remote. From remote, she did the books, the financials, the payroll, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the team is 10 people on our team.
Was there anyone that was the boss, the president, the CEO?
Just my dad. He was the
But
president.
he wasn't working.
Well, he wasn't there day to day, but everybody was always able to call and email. And pretty much everybody knew if it got to him, it was going to be a big deal. But he put people in place before him. It definitely wasn't set up how it should have been. There was no named roles. There was no plan for afterwards. And that's where it kind of gets confusing for me, wanting to come in and help, but not really having a set role to step into.
Man, what a horrible thing. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
It's heartbreaking. Okay, so he passed away. Who is now the owner of the business?
Right now it's actually in probate, so we did find the will and trust, and we're in the process of appointing a...
What does the will say? Who's going to get the business?
The will and trust say that me and my sister will get it 50-50.
Okay. And does your sister already work there before all this happened?
No, sir. Neither of us have had any time in the business.
What does your stepmother get?
Technically, she gets nothing, according to the prenup. Now, we have tried to work the deals out to make her the CEO, allowing her to keep the household income and training me to run things one day when she's ready to step away. We have had a great relationship, but I also know these kind of events can bring out the best and worst in people.
That's a good point. Okay. And is she okay otherwise as far as housing and income and all that kind of stuff?
Yes and no. She could be if they listen to you. The income salary is insane, but the amount of properties they own and owe is just the same. There was not much of a savings for them. So it was really just he was the sole owner, so they were using the company kind of as a checking account.
Yeah. All right.
And I think I forgot to mention the company last year, the revenue was around $15 million. The year before that was 14, and then pretty much averaged about 9 before.
So what does stepmother say the net profit was?
The net profit, that's the after
taxable income.
Everything.
Yeah, taxable income.
Taxable income was 2.3.
Dadgum. And she got nothing.
No, I mean, she's still getting everything. So they're still going through the process for the 2024 taxes.
No, I mean, she's not getting any she doesn't get any piece of this company that made $2 million. How long were they married?
Not with the way he left, 18 years.
Gee.
Yes, and that's why it's me and my wife. We've been married 8 years. We're big fathers. We already have a will for our kids mainly, so our kids don't have to go through any type of state process. But that's what kind of hurts us. Because
where is this going to end up when let's say everything went perfectly and we had a dream? What do you and your sister want to do with the business that you now own?
I would like to take my role and step into the business and grow it.
So you would become the CEO?
I would like to one day, yes, sir.
It's not one day. You freaking own it.
Well, right.
You got to have the team come around you and teach you the nuances of it. But I'm the new owner, and I don't know what the flip I'm doing, so you guys got to help me. And you're it, if that's what you're going to do. What's your sister want to do?
Right now, she's just wanting to hold her shares until about 2 or 3 years and then possibly sell it.
To you?
Sell it to me, yes, sir.
Okay.
We've always been told the company's always for sale, but it's never on sale. And after the death, it would be considered on sale. So we know, kind of hold on to it. And
I mean, do you want to run it for 15 years?
I would run it. I would want to run it for 15 or more because to me, it's a great vehicle for my family and stuff like that.
What I would do is begin to address first what you're going to do with your stepmother, and then second. But that's just a matter of generosity. Okay,
right.
And that's you maybe stepping in and helping her with her finances, showing her she needs to sell off these pieces of property and get her where she has a sustainable life without this company.
Yes, sir.
I don't want her. I don't need her hanging around as an act of charity. That's not healthy for your organization.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
At being paid double what you pay somebody in a $15 million business to do books.
Right.
She's going to get. If she's going to hang around at a salary, it's going to be a competitive salary for a controller or a miniature CFO of some kind for a $15 million business. And I don't think she needs to do that. But if she does, that's the most she gets paid. And then you guys go help her in her personal life just as an act of love towards her, get her other stuff organized to where she has a sustainable life without living out of this business, because she's not going to get any money out of this business after this will is probated.
Right.
That's the way it should be. And no, she doesn't really need to train you. She needs to either handle the books and train you about the finances because she's the CFO, not because she's a stepmother. And
yes.
And your team, your leadership team, your ops guy that handles the flooring and the tile and everything is going to teach you about that, and then you can figure this out. This is not rocket science. You can really get in there and figure it out, and probably within 30 days, you're going to have your arms around most of these numbers if you get neck deep in the weeds. And you got to get down in the weeds and understand the business and how it operates. And then it'll take about a year for you to get completely acclimated and start growing it.
Right. And I've definitely seen that the past month being down there and learning and shadowing.
You can figure it out. It's not that complicated. It's just you're not nearly as inept as you might feel like you are initially. But you know, and just be humble and ask questions. Lots of questions. Help me with this. Show me how to do this. I don't know how to do this. Show me how to do this. And the team is not going to resent that. They're going to love you for that.
Right.
Just for being real. And we're going to do this together, guys, but y'all got to get me caught up to speed so I'm not a doofus and a problem around here. I got to be helpful because I'm owning it now. I'm your new owner. And I got to, you don't want a stupid owner, guys. You got to have me helping you. So get in here and help me, and let's do it together and just build a teamwork atmosphere. And guys, y'all show me what I'm doing wrong. It's okay. You're not going to make me mad. I don't know. And just humble, lots of questions. Don't make a lot of statements. You're not smart enough to make a lot of statements in this situation yet. So that's your leadership model. And then you really need to sideline her stepmom as quickly as possible for her own good and for the toxicity in the business. because they're all going to want to bow to her in respect to your dad's memory. Probably in an unhealthy way. That's what I'm saying. And so I want to love her in other ways other than propping her up in the middle of this business. And I'm not giving her $2 million either. Okay? Your dad should have done that. That was his job. So anyway, let's help stepmom get sidelined. Let help her get set up in a sustainable life. And that's just you coaching her as an act of love. And if you leave her in the CFO role at CFO rates for a $15 million business, which is a lot less than she's used to getting, it's for a period of time until she gets acclimated and gets stable, and until you guys get acclimated and get your proper CFO in there, okay? But she doesn't really need to be there 3 years from today. Unless this is a very unusual woman, and I don't smell that in this situation.
Right. Well, that's where it gets hard, because before she came to help my dad, she was in purchasing for some of the bigger builders in the nation. And so she brings side of it whenever it comes time for us to do bids and pricing. She's able to help us out a lot with that side. But like you said, I don't know if it's worth it.
You can get somebody else to do that, I promise. But I don't care how long you leave her, but just be aware. The second part of then the next stage is talk to your sister now and say, right now we're grieving Dad. It's fresh. It was just 2 months ago. Right now we're trying to get our arms around this stuff. I'm going to come in here. My goal, with your permission, you're 50% owner, and I want to talk to you if this is okay with you, is I want to come in and run this thing. And I also want us to begin to talk sometime within the first 12 months about what it takes to buy you out and how we can structure that, because you don't want to be in here 15 years and I do.
Right.
And we don't have to do that today, but I want to set the table emotionally that when we all are crying a little less over Dad, when we get a little bit past some of this 2-month-old grief, that I do want to sit down and start talking about this, and we really need to, by the end of this year, come up with a game plan that you and I can agree to.
Yes, sir.
And it might take 3 years to do it, but we need to have our game plan.
Right.
Okay. And it probably sounds like, okay, the business is making $2 million a year, and so it's, it's probably worth 6 or 5 or 8 or whatever. And so I need to get you $4 million to buy you out, and I can do that over this many years. And I'm going to do it out of the profits, and I'm going to give you, your profits plus other profits, or we're going to do a deal today, and I'm going to buy you out today and on a set dollar amount, and then pay you out over a few years out of the profits. So I'm going to give you $4 million, and I'm going to give you, 50% of the profits, 60% of the profits for that until we get to $4 million, or 80% of the profits until we get to $4 million, and that kind of thing. And then you can buy her out very, very quickly within just a couple of years that way if you do that. And I'm making those numbers up, but they're probably not far off.
Right. Yes, sir.
Based on what you told me. I'm sorry, man. This is a hard thing to go through.
Yes, sir. It's definitely be interesting. And since you're a car guy, one of the things he does have is a $500,000 Rolls Royce.
You're kidding.
No, sir. He has it's a lease, luckily, because we could just send it back, pay the fee, and stop making the payments on it. But
he didn't have it. He just leased it.
He fleeced it for a fully electric one at that, which I never understood.
A fully electric $500,000 Rolls Royce.
Yeah,
and your business is a $15 million business. Yeah, you can't make that one up.
No, I'm like, we sell that, that's half my salary recovered for the company. Easily, probably.
Goodness gracious.
So there's a lot of cleanup that needs to happen. And
so over in their personal life, while you're trying to coach stepmom up, you're going to find some more of that crap, aren't you?
No, yes, sir. There's going to be a good bit, I feel.
Going to be a big shovel. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry, man. How is your sister dealing with all this, the I mean, are you and her okay relationally in this?
Yes, we are. I mean, we have our, you know how it is with grief. You have your flare-ups of certain different emotions, and we have our times, but we've always been able to sit down, work everything out, and be on the same page for everything.
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be real important that you love her well through whatever transition you come up with, too, okay?
Yes, sir.
And when in doubt, be generous.
Right.
You won't regret that 10 years later.
Yes.
And so, don't argue over nickels and dimes and lose a relationship, in other words. Because
Yes,
you've got the opportunity to do this right because your dad left you guys in a mess because he didn't have a good plan. And but you've got the opportunity to play it all the way through and take your time and do it right and with wisdom and gentleness toward both your stepmother and your sister. But do not keep people on long term out of an obligation to the past.
Right.
Only as they can contribute to the future without being toxic. And that includes both of them in terms of how you structure this. But in the application of that strong statement, you're still going to be gentle and kind and generous. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man.
Thank you very much.
You're a good man. You're gonna handle this well. I'm very, very proud of you, man. What an incredible. Whew, wow, that was a tough one, y'all. That tells you that you got to have your succession plan in place, and you got to have your estate plan in place, and you got to have your wills in place, and you got to have all that stuff in place, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it works.